Hi guys, welcome to my hotel room in Detroit, Michigan. So I wanted to tell you about a couple of musical auditions I had on Friday. Kim had suggested that I schedule a couple of auditions that I wasn't really that interested in getting the role just for practice. Because she wanted me to practice doing things like talking to the pianist, talking them through the cut of the song, setting the tempo, and just singing in front of strangers. So I decided to go to 2 EPAs. An EPA is an open call that Equity, that's the union, requires that certain productions hold, sort of to give everybody a chance. So they're pretty non-pressure. So I decided to go at the end of the day because I didn't want to waste the slot of anyone who really was interested in auditioning for the production. So I showed up there were 3 time periods left. I showed up at 4:10, and there were 2 slots left for 2 different shows. So I signed up for them, and oh my goodness, I have never had an experience like this. I'm not a nervous auditioner. I'm pretty much not a very nervous person, but I was terrified. Yep, I'm gonna use the word terror. I think that's the most accurate word, terror. I was terrified. In fact, as I was standing in the hallway about to go on, I thought to myself, I wonder if I will walk through those doors. I actually might not walk through those doors. Who thinks that? I mean, whether it's bungee jumping in the Swiss Alps or confronting a boss, you decide to do something, you're gonna do it. You don't get all dressed up and bring your music and stand there in the hall and then walk the other way. I seriously thought I might walk the other way. But I decided to go in the room anyway, and oh my gosh, it was the nicest room. I love this community. The theater community, there is nothing better, nothing like it. They were so supportive. I mean, obviously they didn't know it was my first time, maybe they could tell, but they were so nice and friendly. And it was weird because at those EPAs, normally it's one person and it's usually an assistant. But it was actually the casting director, the producer, the director, and the writer, which is very odd for an open call. That's normally what happens when you're further along in the audition process. But it was fun. And they were super supportive. So I decided to go to the second one. And the reason why I decided to go is because a psychologist friend of mine told me, I didn't fact check this, I didn't do my research, but I trust her. She told me that when soldiers are being trained in a charged environment, that it actually creates the same neural pathways as if they had been in war itself, if they had the real experience. And you learn by doing. And so she said that the more often you can create a kind of charged situation that simulates an actual situation, the more those neural pathways are strengthened. So I thought, okay, I did this once, I'm going to do it again. So even though it was a separate song and a different show, I felt so much better. Walking through those doors the second time were so much easier. I actually didn't even think for a second I wouldn't do it. It was no, I'm going to do this. And then I was rewarded with the craziest experience. There was one person behind the table this time, and it was much more like a typical EPA. No lie. The second I started singing, the girl closes her eyes, and she does this during the entire song. I'm not exaggerating. The entire song, till I sing the last note. It was super fun. It made it super non-pressure. And I think I forged some serious neural pathways that are going to tell my body the next time I go in for a musical audition not to be terrified, that it is okay to walk through that door. So thanks for the suggestion, Kim.